Now back to Vic and John Dykstra, owner of Northland Taxidermy.
As a taxidermist, you of course know your deer fur, you know, and probably the same any other animal, but I've picked it up over the years that, like, if you're patching something on a full mount, like the stomach, and it's white, you know that's belly hair, and there's different spots. There's a real various amount of different colors you have to match if you have a bullet hole plug, right?
Yeah. If you can't sew it up, you may have to either sew another patch of hide and hair in there, or glue some hair into it, or there's a number of different ways. But yeah, there's quite a variation in hair color depending on where it came from on the body, as well as quite a variation between different deer. Some deer are reddish brown, and other ones are quite dark.
Yeah, I've seen some really red deer this time of year, and you know.
Yeah.
So okay, now we're going to the moose. And how is the best way for someone to bring a moose into you? In other words, probably does the outfitter skin it, or do you like to, or?
As long as whoever skins it knows how to skin it for a taxidermy mount, for a shoulder mount.
So a slaughterhouse would know how.
Most slaughterhouses know how. If a person's going to skin it themselves, or someone in the family's going to skin it, they can welcome to give me a call, and I can describe where to make the cuts to get the right cape.
Right.
It takes about half on a deer or a moose or a bear. To do a shoulder mount takes about half of the hide. It takes a lot more than what people think. I've had people bring in, they want a shoulder mount, but they've cut at the head of the shoulders, and then they have nothing left but the neck. I can't make a shoulder when there's not one there.
Right.
I can cut hide off if there's too much, but I can't put it back if it's not there.
Yeah, and then the next thing would be bear. Like the bear, for example, I've seen a lot of bear outfits. I think it's probably to preserve the meat. They get it and skin it ASAP.
Yeah.
Right the minute they bring it in, boom, they're at it.
Yeah.
And so that's to preserve the meat, right?
Yeah, you want to get the bear will spoil quickly, so you need to get it iced.
So every outfitter knows ahead of time how the taxidermist wants it, if he's a good outfitter.
Most of them do, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're a decent outfitter, they'll have been in contact with the taxidermist and know what to do with it.
Right.
To make sure their clients' hides and meat are taken care of properly. We have a walk-in cooler here too. I've got a couple of outfitters that will bring bread right down here whole. They'll pack them with ice and they'll bring them down whole and just drop them off.
Say, John, take care of it.
Yeah. And they can be skinned whatever way I need it to be skinned for the particular amount that the customer wants.
So you get many people want coyotes, big coyotes mounted?
Once in a while.
Once in a while?
We do a little bit of everything.
Okay, John, you've been real helpful in explaining all the fish and the animals. What about the old turkeys and the partridges?
Yeah, turkeys is something that just came about in the last 10 years or so. The numbers have increased enough to the point where I'm getting quite a bit of turkey quarter.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're starting to see a few around our house now.
Yeah.
I got a kick about 10 years ago. I was down in Georgia, and I'd go in these peanut farm guys' houses to visit and stuff, because they were friends of my relatives, and geez, you go in their kitchen, and they get these big boards with turkey beards on them hanging.
Yeah.
And this is what their big competition thing down there. See who can get the longest beard, I guess.
Yeah, that's part of it.
And the spurs.
Yeah, that's how they score turkey. The deer get scored by antlers, and the turkey gets scored by their beards and spurs and how much they weigh.
Do you do any scoring?
I know how to score. I'm not an official scorer.
Yeah, okay. Well, what's the best way to bring a turkey in? I mean, I haven't even eaten a wild turkey yet.
Most guys bring them in the same day they shoot them. I may be out turkey hunting myself. I like the turkey hunt as well as deer hunting and all that stuff too. So I may be out in the morning, but turkey season is done at noon, and I'll be back here shortly afternoon time. And taking a turkey.
Yeah. That must be tough, because you're also a main guide, right? You're a master man guide? Main guide?
A main guide, right?
Yeah.
Hunting guide.
So
I could be considered a master guide, but I haven't applied for that yet.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway, you're one heck of a guide, I know that. And you do bear and turkey and everything.
Yeah.
The tough part I found out from having a lot of friends that are guides and outfitters and stuff, and plus you add in taxidermy. I don't know when you get to go hunting, but the tough part seems to be that you never get to hunt because you're always taking customers. So when you squeeze in the time for yourself?
Well, you fit it in when you can.
Yeah, not very often, right?
I don't guide deer hunters.
Okay.
I don't like the deer hunt myself too much.
Yeah.
Bear hunting, I take people out. It's as much fun baiting them and getting them to beat the bears that come in. And last year I sat with a couple of girls that shot bear. I was sitting right next to them when they shot them. That was just as good as, better than me shooting them myself.
That's right. That's right.
16-year-old girl and an 18-year-old or 20-year-old girl.
Well,
They got their first bears or whatever. It's pretty
yeah,
neat.
it's exciting when you see young people getting their first mount.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like buying your first rifle, same deal. That's excitement's there. So, like on partridge and turkey, how is the best way to bring them into you? In other words, like the turkey, the day you get it, but let's say I got 2 partridge up in North Maine woods, and one of them's a little big one and pretty, and
Yeah.
I said, I want to get this mounted. So, it's a hot day up there, and do I pack it on ice like you would a fish?
You want to put it in plastic. You want to keep it dry
Okay,
as much as possible.
keep it dry.
If it gets wet, we can deal with it, but it's better if it's dry.
Okay,
Keep it whole. Doesn't need to be gutted. If it can be frozen soon, it doesn't need to be gutted.
okay,
The best way, if you can't bring it in right away, bring it in is to freeze it.
Yeah.
Don't keep it just like anything else. Don't keep it unfrozen for too long, otherwise they'll start to decompose.
okay. Now you must get a lot of special requests from customers. Like I see over here, we'll show you later the photos, folks. It's a young buck doing a rub on a tree, and you know, plus over the years, John goes to the Orono Sportsman Show, and he always has something unique. Like his son did an ice fishing mount, I guess you'd call it, with the fish and the ice with plexiglass, and it looks like it's underwater, alive. He's always got something different when he goes to the show,
Yeah.
and I always am anxious to see that.